When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hope y'all are having a great holiday. I know I'm kind of in an echo chamber. I'm under a gazebo out by the lake. Let me let y'all see. Out by the lake. And of course, there's a sign over there that I'm concerned about. You see that sign that says beware of the alligators? Yeah, so y'all keep an eye on my back. If y'all see something crawl up on me, y'all shout and say something because anyway, it's Talk Your Team Tuesday. It's a holiday edition of Talk Your Team Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great holiday and spent quality time with family or friends. I got to tell you, man, I got a chance to hang out at a Friendsmas for me because I was a friend of the family that I was with, and I really appreciated them, man. They really made me feel special. They made me feel loved. They made my entire family feel special and loved, and I cannot thank them enough for accepting and receiving an old dog in for a very special holiday. So let me get to this real quick, man. I'm telling you, it was a crazy week 16. It was a crazy week 16. And let's just get right to it. What did I tell y'all last night? That's why they play the doggone games. Everybody said San Francisco was just going to run wild on the Ravens and that nobody could beat San Francisco, and 5-3 after the first quarter, 16-12 at the half, and then in the third quarter, the Ravens went off for 17 unanswered points, all the way to a 33-19 win over the unbeatable San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy had a game that I know he wants to forget because he threw not one, not two, not three, but 4 interceptions in the loss. 18 for 32, that's not a good percentage. 255 yards passing, that's pretty good, but no touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And in fact, Baltimore picked off the 49ers 5 times in this game. Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jacksoning. 23 for 35, 252, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in the win. He also ran for 45 yards. One of them was for 30 yards all by itself. So again, that's why they play him. Is San Francisco a sucky team? No, they're a great team. They're still the top team in the NFC, and they hold the tiebreaker over the Lions and over the Eagles by beating them head-to-head. But the Ravens are 12-3. Man, I'm telling you, they're on the verge of locking up home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs. So, again, congratulations to them on a big win. That's why they play the games. Big win by Baltimore in that one. Cowboy fans, where are y'all? It's Talk Your Team Tuesday, Cowboy fans. Y'all got to explain that one to me. Y'all got to explain to me how you get down on the goal line on the first drive of the game and you cannot pull it out and go on to lose to the Miami Dolphins by the score of 22-20 in a game that you really had to have. You really had to have that game because now not only have the Cowboys dropped out of the top spot in the NFC East, but Philadelphia won. Ugly, wasn't a pretty win, but they won. So now they got a full game up on the Cowboys with only 2 left to play. So that was a tough one for the Cowboys. Give credit to the Miami Dolphins. They did what they needed to do. Folks said that they could not beat a team with a winning record, and that's exactly what they did. 22-20 over the Dallas Cowboys. I know Cowboy fans are all up in arms. They want to get rid of Dakota Prescott. They want to go to Trey Lance or Cooper Rush or somebody like that. But at the end of the day, Cowboys defense did not get the job done. Didn't get stops when they needed to get stops. They allowed Miami to score 10 unanswered in the second quarter and then put up 6 in the third, 3 in the fourth. It was enough to get the win. It was enough to get the win. So, again, congratulations, Dolphins, Cowboys. Y'all got to figure it out. Y'all have got to figure it out. All right, let's run through the rest of these as well. So, what else do we have? The Eagles, of course, beat the Giants, as I said, 33-25. Jalen Hurts threw for 301, a touchdown in the win. Swift ran for 92 yards and a touchdown. And Brown is just Brown gets it done. Brown gets it done. So, again, got to give him love. The Texans, what a week to just not get the job done. I tell people when you have these starting quarterbacks that are in, for the first time and, you kind of found out at the last minute he was going to be the starter and what have you. You kind of did a little work on Case Keenum and Davis Mills. That next week, when a team has a full week to prepare for that quarterback, they are usually much more prepared. And the Cleveland defense was 100% prepared for Case Keenum. They held him to 62 yards passing, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and an ugly loss for the Texans that they didn't lose any ground, but they missed out on gaining significant ground because Jacksonville lost, the Colts lost, Tennessee lost, and the Texans lost 36-22 to the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to say this. Kevin Stefanski should be getting more talk about Coach of the Year for what he has done with a quarterback carousel. This is the 4th starting quarterback that he has had this year, and he has got his team poised. They still have a chance to catch the or do they? I don't think they have a chance to catch the Ravens. They might. Again, I don't have it in front of me, so I excuse me, charge it to my head, not my heart. But bottom line is they are locked into the playoffs. 36-22 win on the road. Quality win. You got to give them love. Again, congratulations. Kevin Stefanski should be getting more talk about Coach of the Year. And I mean that sincerely. Kansas City, what in the world is going on? I don't want to hear about Eric Bieniemy. I don't want to hear about, players that are not there and what have you. It's as simple as this. Kansas City does not look good. They only put up 14 points at home versus the Raiders. And that's one of those games where you should be able to throw the records out because these two teams don't like each other. But you get beat 20-14 at home by the Raiders. Something is not right in KC. Again, didn't lose any ground. They could have locked up the division. They'll probably lock it up this week. But again, it's not pretty in Kansas City. They are not the AFC juggernaut that I thought that they would be. So got to figure out. And again, Antonio Pierce should get the job in Oakland. I don't want to hear, he's a rah-rah guy. Now he's got that defense playing hella good. And I mean, hella good. All right. So we'll see if he gets the job. He deserves it. He's earned it, in my opinion. The Green Bay Packers got back in the win column with a nice 33-30 win over the Carolina Panthers, who, by the way, are playing better. When you look at Kansas City, only able to put up 14 points, and you look at Green Bay and Carolina putting up 33 and 30, that's significant. So, again, Packers keep their slim playoff hopes alive with a nice 33-30 win over the Carolina Panthers. Detroit locked up their division for the first time since I was born. They beat the Vikings 30-24. On the road, I said that they would do that. And again, congratulations to Dan Campbell, making me look like a fool for calling him out from his first press conference. Atlanta got back in the win column with a 29-10 win over the Colts. They're keeping their hopes alive of winning the NFC South. Seahawks keeping their playoffs alive with a nice 20-17 win over the Tennessee Titans. 8-7. Again, something that I didn't expect them to be great, but they're playing significantly well. The Jets got another win. Trevor Siemian's led them to a 30-28 win over the Washington Commanders. Why is there not a head coaching change in Washington? Why have we not heard of the head coaching change? I mean, it's got to happen, and it needs to happen. Go ahead and happen now. Just, put that man out of his misery. Put him out of his misery. He's well respected around the league. Will probably get another job as soon as he gets fired. But at this point, man, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm not saying that the loss was embarrassing, but the fact that they are 4-11, they should have been competing for a playoff spot this year, and instead they are 4-11. Buccaneers kept their division hopes alive and their playoff hopes alive and all of that with a very nice 30-12 win over Jacksonville, understanding that they are looking at signing BM to a long-term contract. I would hold off on that. I would hold off on doing that. The Bears got their sixth win of the season, beating the Cardinals 27-16. Justin Fields played adequately in that one. Of course, we already talked about the Cowboys and the Dolphins. New England, I was talking to a guy last night from Boston, and he said as much as people have written off Bill Belichick, seriously, if you give Bill Belichick a better quarterback and some additional weapons for that quarterback to throw to, you mean to tell me there's somebody out there better as a head coach to lead this team? I love Mike Vrabel. Invite Mike Vrabel over for Christmas dinner. But as far as him replacing, say it slow, Bill Belichick, I mean, we're asking a whole lot. Bill Belichick is winning with Zappe and Jones. 4-11, but again, they beat a Broncos team that had playoff hopes, 26-23. I'm starting to switch my thought. Keep Bill Belichick in New England. Maybe help him with the draft picks because, he likes to pick his own groceries, as they like to say. If you're going to cook the meal, you ought to be able to pick some of the groceries. Maybe you help him out with the player selection in the upcoming draft and get them a quarterback, get them some of these wide receivers coming out of this draft, and run it back one more time with Bill Belichick. I think that makes more sense than not. Remember, I told y'all to throw the records out when it came down to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I wasn't lying. Pittsburgh dog walked the Bengals 34-11. I told y'all, man, that is a rivalry that goes back from the days of Terry Bradshaw, Kenny Anderson, the Steel Curtain, Isaac Curtis, Ross Browner, all those guys, man. That was a rivalry win for the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cincinnati Bengals, 34-11. Severely hurt the chances, severely hurt the chances for the Bengals to make it to the playoffs. They're not eliminated, but baby, they're going to need a lot of help. Both of those teams are going to need a lot of help to get into the playoffs. The Bills beat the Chargers 24-20. The Chargers almost got it done, but what can I say? The Bills own their own destiny. They control their own destiny to get their team in the playoffs. If they win out, they are in. The Rams keeping it going, beating the Saints, keeping their slim playoff hopes alive, 30-22 there. All right, so that is our NFL wrap for the week. Hold on. What about Peyton with the stopping the clock and not letting the game go into overtime? Let me tell you something. Sean Payton got exposed this year, man. That dude got exposed this year. What I seen in Miss Purdy last night, I will keep Dak. I keep telling y'all, man, don't be so quick to get rid of what you got. Don't be so quick to get rid of what you got. Donna Coleman-Holman, hey, girl, happy holidays to you. Thank you for your service. She's shouting out to Miss Kimberly Negrette. She's saying that we can't explain it, man. I tell you what, ain't nobody going to be scared of playing the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. Folks will be very scared to play Buffalo in the playoffs as a wild card team. So, yeah, that's what's up. All right. Kim DeGret said, hey, Donna. Allmat said, what I seen from Miss Purdy last night, I'll keep Dak. And he said, what about Peyton with the stoppage of the clock, not letting the game go into overtime? I'm telling you, man, I got no love and I got no respect for Sean Payton. None. And I mean that sincerely. Look, no disrespect, but I call it like I see it. All right, let me get ready to take a break. Be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, Out by the Lake holiday edition right here on powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Of course, Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez. And it's caught! Deebo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense
The throw just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold, hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
they'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for Monday. Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
My name is JM&E, and I want $500 on the lunch break for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. I'm out here on the lake, got the fountain back there rolling, got the beware of the alligator signs over there, and just kind of mind my own business, trying to get this one in and get out of the way. It's a little chilly out here today. Ahmed said, do you think the Lions will play the starters very long in Dallas on Sunday after winning the division? I think Dan Campbell is that type that he wants to go out strong. I think he will play to win the game, but I think that if it's out of reach or if there is, nothing to play for, that he'll pull his folks. But I think he'll go into the game playing the starters. Yeah, I think that's his DNA. So I think it's very interesting coming down the stretch, man, as we look at the standings and playoff scenarios, man. There is a lot that can happen. In the AFC right now on the outside looking. So the number one seed right now in the AFC is Baltimore at 12-3, a game behind them, Miami. Both of them have clinched playoff spots. Kansas City 9-6, about to clinch the division and a playoff spot. Jacksonville 8-7, Houston 8-7, Indianapolis 8-7. I mean, again, you got a lot of to play for with Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Houston. But again, right now, Jacksonville number 4. Number 5, Cleveland 10-5. Right behind them, Buffalo 9-6. Again, Buffalo wins out. They're in. Cleveland, if they get a win, they clinch their playoff spot. They will they will host the Jets this coming in their next game. Buffalo hosts New England. And again, that's a game that could be a trap game for Buffalo. If Buffalo loses that game, the Colts win, the Texans win, Pittsburgh's wins. I mean, a lot can happen down the stretch. The Colts have the Raiders at home. The Texans have Tennessee at home. They can't stumble in that one. Pittsburgh goes to Seattle. That one's going to be very interesting. Cincinnati, 8-7, still got a shot at Kansas City. Vegas is not mathematically eliminated. The Denver Broncos are not mathematically eliminated, but the Jets, Tennessee, Chargers, and New England are all mathematically eliminated. So now, then we go over to the NFC standings. You go over to the NFC standings. Number one team, already clinched the division, San Francisco. They have the tiebreaker over Philadelphia because they beat Philadelphia head-to-head. Philadelphia has clinched a playoff spot. Detroit has clinched the division and a playoff spot at number 3. Number 4 right now is Tampa Bay. They're 8-7. And they are a game up on Atlanta. They're a game up on New Orleans. So, it's theirs to win or lose that division. At number 5, you got Dallas. And again, at 10-5, who's Dallas going to scare in the playoffs? We're not talking about, they're not playing Chicago. They're not playing, I'm trying to think of a bad team. They're not playing a losing record team. They're going to have to come on and beat somebody. If they were to play Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, they're going to have to win that game on the road. The Rams in the number 6 spot at 8-7. They will go to the Giants in their next one. Seattle, as we just said, will host Pittsburgh. And then on the outside looking in, you got Minnesota at 7-8. You got Atlanta at 7-8. Green Bay at 7-8. New Orleans at 7-8. And still with a chance is the Chicago Bears at 6-9. But so much has to happen for that for them to get into there. So that's what you got there. So a lot can happen between now and then. It's going to make these next couple of games be very significant. BS3, what's up? Ben Sutters III. Happy holidays to you and the family. He said Dallas will get knocked out in the second round. Y'all got to excuse me, man. I'm out here in these elements and my throat is crunchy. Let me get a little water. Okay. Playoffs, you say? Playoffs? Are the Cowboys playoff ready? Cowboys say, All Man said the Cowboys are playoff ready. We ready. I'm ready to see the playoffs. I am ready to see the playoffs. All right, so let me take a quick break. When we come back, I want to ask you a question. And then I want to talk about a little drama going on here in Houston, and we'll do that when we come back right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
My name is JM&E, and I won $500 on the lunchman of the Keeping Up with the Joneses Bracket Challenge.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's a little overcast today, out by the lake, a little chilly, but glad to be out and about. You know, it's a holiday, so I'm not in studio. And again, just glad to be with you. Hope you and your family had a blessed and safe holiday, and that you will have a blessed and safe new year as it comes up in just a few days. So here's a question I wanted to ask you. Which did you prefer, the NBA Christmas Day lineup and games, or the NFL Christmas Day lineup and some games? Let's look at this real quick. In the NBA, you had the Golden State Warriors losing to the Denver Nuggets 120 to 114. You had the Knicks beating the Bucks 129 to 122. You had the Celtics beating the Lakers pretty handily 126 to 115. You had Miami in a close one over Philly 119 to 113. And then you had Dallas just absolutely blowing out the Phoenix Suns 128 to 114. And while there were some close games, there were just some games that did not live up to the hype to me on the NBA side of things. But when I look at those NFL games, man, I'm a lot more hyped by Raiders Chiefs, Eagles Giants, Ravens and 49ers. I was a lot more hyped by those games than I was the NBA lineup. How about you? What's your thought there? NFL or NBA for you? All man said hands down NFL. Who else? What was your thought? NFL lineup or NBA? Again, for me, it was all NFL all day for me. All right, let me get to the drama going on here in Houston. The Texas Southern University Tigers have not announced officially their next head coach. It was supposed to be Fred McNair from Alcorn State. Fred McNair's contract is being held up by a couple of board members who approved his hiring but have not approved his contract. It's supposed to be something like $315,000 a year. It's a state-run university, so it's public information. I ain't talking about that man's coins. But they are now holding up approving his contract because they want none other than Andre Aloysius, I'm a future Hall of Famer, Johnson. Yeah, that Andre Johnson, to be their head coach. Now, hear me when I say I love Andre Johnson. We share names. And I mean, I love the dude, quiet, except for if you're Cortland Finnegan. But has Andre ever coached anything like Little League, middle school, high school, Division III, Division II, Division FCS, Division FB? Has he coached anything? I mean, I get the name factor, but this is where when you listen to Coach Johnny Cole on the HBCU Stroll and on the HBCU Coach's Corner, he makes total sense. You got people making these decisions that just absolutely don't have a clue. Don't have a clue. And they saw what they did with Coach Prime at Jackson State, and they forget that Coach Prime coached on the high school level. They forget that Coach Prime coached, 7-on-7. I mean, Coach Prime has coached before he got to Jackson State. Yeah, Jackson State gave him a shot. Jackson State got Coach Prime a shot, and they got him to Colorado. And I believe he's going to do a great job at Colorado. I support him. I'm not on that other stuff that other folks are on. HBCU community, don't come for me. I'm telling you, man, some of y'all, y'all are like test tube babies, man. Y'all weren't even around when guys like me were repping and rocking HBCU stuff. So just, please give me a break. But anyway, you cannot just duplicate that. If that were the case, you would have more former NFL players, former Hall of Famers with championships on all levels, high school championships, college championship, pro championship. It just does not work, and you can't just duplicate that. Andre Johnson has no connections to Texas Southern whatsoever. So other than, it's Andre Johnson, that's not going to stimulate the alumni to get out and support the university. That's not going to stimulate the fans to come out to the game. It's a show. It's a ploy. It's just stuff. Coach Fred McNair has won in the SWAC. Coach Johnny Cole has won in the SWAC. Get somebody who has won and turn this program around. You got a HBCU almost in downtown of the third largest, fourth largest state city in America, and you mean to tell me y'all can't figure out a head coach? That's crazy. And yeah, I'm calling out the athletic director. I'm calling out the board members. I'm calling all of y'all out. Get it together. Y'all have got this school and this city embarrassed right now. Get it together. I told y'all who to hire. Y'all don't want to listen to me. If you're going to go with Fred McNair, go with Fred McNair. But if you go with Andre Johnson, no disrespect to Andre, because I have nothing but respect for him, it would be an embarrassment. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. Tomorrow, I will announce the winner of Week 16 of the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. We're ready to make the cut lines. We're going to mathematically eliminate some folks. We're going to let folks know who still have a shot to win $500 cash. We'll talk about all that tomorrow. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it except tune in tomorrow for Winning Wednesday, holiday edition on the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. If you can't tune in because you're with your friends and your family for the holidays, listen, enjoy yourself, relax, enjoy, and be blessed, okay? All right, we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all take good care until we talk then.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, December 26, 2023. Number 1, the fallout was almost immediate following the decision to remove Donald Trump from the Colorado Republican primary ballot. In the first 24 hours after the release of the judgment by the Supreme Court of Colorado, news organizations reported social media sites were flooded with alarming threats against the 4 Colorado Supreme Court justices who delivered the majority opinion. There were also shocking and disturbing discussions about harming the justices and specific methods of doing so, including beheading, a roundhouse kick into the concrete, and the killing of the children of the justices. Number 2, the modern tradition of decorating Christmas trees is often credited to 16th century Germany. The iconic Rockefeller Center Christmas tree in New York City has a storied history dating back to the 1930s. Originating as a modest, unadorned tree, it's grown into a towering symbol of the holiday cheer, adorned with over 50,000 lights. The annual lighting ceremony has become a cherished tradition, marking the official start of the holiday season. Number 3, emphysema and chronic bronchitis are 2 most common conditions that make up COPD. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, refers to a group of lung diseases that block airflow and make breathing difficult. Damage to your lungs from COPD cannot be reversed, but treatment can help control symptoms and minimize further damage. Number 4, for the first time in its nearly century-long history, the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra will be led by a black man. On December 12th, 53-year-old Kwame Ryan was announced as the orchestra's new music director. Ryan was the unanimous choice to be the orchestra's 12th maestro, according to the CSO. The announcement follows two other prominent North Carolina orchestras that also promoted people of color to lead their organizations in the past couple of years. Number 5, hiring your child can be a smart and financial move, offering tax benefits for both you and your child. However, this strategy works best for sole proprietorships or partnerships, as corporations do not qualify for certain tax breaks, resulting in a lower net benefit. Our celebrity CPA to the stars, Katrina M. Kraft, goes into detail how hiring your child can work for you. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Having fun is a good way to learn something new. All right. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central as Yolanda Starks-White and I discuss female entrepreneurship with my former colleague Jada Davis and Nikki Pollard and her family. Great conversations. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.